Audio Jungle.
Okay, welcome to the podcast. Most people don't, but you do. We have a really cool guest, Dr. Grant Elliott. He just said, I don't need to call him doctor, so I'm going to probably go back and forth, Dr. Grant, Dr. Elliott, and nice dude. So anyway, thank you for joining the podcast, Grant. We're sending this out to a lot of people live through LinkedIn, through the YouTube channel, and then we will be posting it and sharing it additionally with our audience on the podcast. But thank you. I'm going to start off with a real fun question. Ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Grant, name of the podcast is Most People Don't, but You Do. Obviously, you do a lot of great things. You have millions and millions of followers on social media. Congratulations. You are a doctor of chiropractic and of sports medicine. You are the founder and owner of RehabFix. What do you do that most people don't do?
Weigh every single meal that I eat, and I have for 10 years straight.
Okay. And I'm just curious, right? Because I know that you were very involved with sports. You still are. You're very athletic. So for the last 10 years, was there something that prompted you to do that? Was it a health concern, or just tell us more about the motivation, I guess, to do that? Because you're absolutely right. Most people don't do it.
Yeah. Well, you said you're going to ask a funny, question. So I try to come up with a funny but true answer, a unique answer. And I can give you a different answer. I can give you a more serious answer after this one. But no, I fell in love with bodybuilding when I was 16 years old after I did my first workout at home on a Christmas break as a sophomore in high school. And then I real quickly tried to figure out, hey, how can I get stronger and develop my physique? And someone taught me, like, well, you got to know what you're eating. And so I bought a food scale and brought my food scale to school with me. I didn't know how to be efficient at that point in time. I didn't know how to be efficient. And I just got addicted to knowing, like, hey, every day, what am I consuming? What are my macros? And it's, you could ask my wife. I'm sure all entrepreneurs have some unique tendencies. We operate a little bit differently, a little bit neurotic in certain areas. And like nutrition and training is certainly one of those areas for me. And so I just have a habit of literally weighing every meal just to make sure, like, I'm on target with, like, my nutrition goals week over week. And, like, I just never stopped.
Well, I mean, good for you. This was over 10 years ago.
Over 10 years ago. Yeah.
Over 10 years. I mean, you're still a young dude, but I mean, holy cow. Because I've not heard people talk about macros until, like, probably the last, like, 6 or 7 years. So you were way ahead of the schedule, weren't you? Or maybe not for bodybuilding.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, somewhat, but yeah, I thought that would be a unique, maybe a little neuroticism that the audience
it's sure. And so you still do it today. You're still,
for sure.
Okay.
Yep. Every meal's weird.
What was it that prompted you to start?
Well, that's what it was. Is like I first got into training. And I started to, get some physique development and strength development, something that I'd never experienced before. And I was like, I want more of this. Yeah. How do I get more of this? And so I was like, well, you eat better. Okay. How do I eat better? Well, get more protein. Well, what does that mean? Try to get this much per day. How do I know I'm getting that much per day? Well, you got to track it. How do I track it? By weighing it, by literally tracking it. Okay. And then that's what helped me figure out, oh, I can hit these goals by weighing it and doing math and knowing the markers that I'm getting on a day-to-day basis. And I just became addicted to it. So.
Smart. Now, why do you think most people don't go to that level currently? Like we know it's good for us. We know that we should know what we're putting into our bodies. So we talked about what you do. Great. What do you think most people don't do? What do most people don't do? What comes to mind? And then let's dig into that just a little.
What the alternative answer I wanted to give you that wasn't as funny, that I think still kind of answers the question you just asked, was what's something I do that most people don't do? I would say do what they say they're going to do. Mm-hmm. A lot of people say stuff. How many of those people do the thing that they say they're going to do and keep the promises to themselves? So here's the reality, is that majority of people on the planet have probably at one point in life said, I should track my food, I should eat better, I should whatever. And so most people would probably be doing this. Now, I want to be very clear. This isn't a nutrition podcast. I'm not the nutrition guy. I'm not suggesting at all that everybody should be weighing every single meal they do. I think that's overkill. I think I'm a little bit weird. And that's why I gave you the answer. But I think everybody should at some point track at least a week and to have the experience of knowing, oh, I actually know how to calculate macros, how to calculate calories, how to be aware of what I'm actually putting in my body and have an awareness of the composition of their diet. That's what everyone should know. Not everybody should be neurotic and obsessed about weighing all their food. And there's eating disorders that can come as a result of that. And I'm
Sure.
fully aware of that. But I think we should at least have an awareness of that. And so if everybody did what they said they were going to do, which most people do not do,
right,
then it would create an intent and a focus in multiple areas of their life. And then you can extract the most out of each individual category, aka optimizing it. I think people would be a lot healthier. I think people would be a lot more successful in their businesses. And I think people would be a lot happier.
And thrilled with that answer. Thank you, Grant. And when I first met you a couple of weeks ago, and thank you, shout out to David Meltzer and his team for introducing us and allowing us to be on office hours as co-host that one time. I'm really getting this sense of it's not just one thing as it comes to being an entrepreneur. You're an entrepreneur, founder of RehabFix. You're a doctor. You have explored and have exploded social media, and you're helping so many different people. So there's one element of success, the business end of success. And then in order to get that, what I'm hearing from people like you and so many individuals, that it is this balance. It's health, it's nutrition, it's rest, it's tracking, it's exercise, it's sleep. There's so many different components. What you have seen, and there's a lot of people that are suffering with back pain, which of course we'll get to. Why do you think people don't do those things to feel better? And I know this is a massive opening right there, but what comes to mind? Why do you think people don't do what they know they should do? And we talk a lot about should do's and we talk about doing your best. What comes to mind? You've seen a lot of people, you work with a lot of people.
Yeah, man. It's a weird question. And it shouldn't be a weird question. It's going to get a weird answer. And here's how I'm going to answer it is, I've been the #1 channel for low back pain since 2019. Literally, there's no one bigger than me on social media that talks only about low back pain. I'm it. And so you have to know that we've had millions and millions of conversations. And over the course of the years, we get the same people who ask us the same questions every week, every month, every year. The same types of individuals that, say they should do something, but don't, that stay totally stuck by their own choices. And so really the question is, why do people not do things that they know they should do? Why do people not invest into a plan to literally get their entire life back? Like, you have one life to live. You only have one. And every year that goes by where you can't work out, you can't play with your kids, you can't travel, you can't do anything that you want to do because of your back pain is a year that's lost. But for whatever reason, some people, they just choose to keep it. So I don't know why in multiple areas of life, especially something as strong as back pain. The question is, why do people not do what they know they should do? I don't know.
Yeah, well, and let's just chat about it if you don't mind, because that's the whole theory of what I typically talk about. I'm doing my workshops about getting better and my keynote speeches, getting better and feeling better and doing better. There seems to be a sense of laziness. It's easier not to. It's easier not to stretch. It's easier not to have a consultation call with Dr. Grant Elliott and his team members. It's easier to not drive somewhere to look for relief. And then I guess conversely, if we look at the people that are seeing you and that are getting results, do they have something in common that prompted them to take action, right? Out of the millions. And you have phenomenal people that you help, that you coach, that you teach, celebrities, non-celebrities, average Joes, it doesn't matter. You help, and average Joes and Josephs, I guess, ladies, Josephines, you help so many different people. Is there a common theme that you see with the people that are coming to you to take action?
It's 100% mindset. Always
Mindset.
mindset. Yeah, 1000%. Because like even if I backtrack a little bit, let me backtrack my answer a little bit. You know, why do people not do what they know they should do? I don't know. Really, it comes down to their mindset. Like, do they actually want to get better? Do you want to look better? Do you want to feel better? If you don't truly want to, well, you're not going to. You're going to complain about it, but you're not going to change anything. It's because you ultimately don't care enough. You know, ultimately, it's not a priority. And so why don't you care enough? Well, your mindset. So, you know, ultimately the people who reach out, who are like, no, I'm going to reach out for help. Well, you have to have a mindset that is composed of multiple areas. One area is being coachable. Mm-hmm. Hey, I know that there's something I don't know, and I want to learn what that is. Okay. Mm-hmm. Another area with the pain niche specifically is believing that you can actually get better. The number one reason people don't reach out for our help is because they don't believe they can actually get better. They think back pain is permanent, and it's not, but they think it is. So they are coachable. They believe they can actually get better. And then their health is worth something to them.
Yes.
Those are probably the three biggest reasons for any individual that actually reaches out for our help. And those are the ones that therefore get better.
Get help. Yeah. There was a study done, and this was years ago, and it was in Europe somewhere. They watched and monitored, Grant, 27,000 people make a choice between taking the stairs and riding an escalator. 27,000 people. And they calculated that only 1% out of the 27,000 people chose to walk up the stairs. And when they were interviewed, they asked the people that walked the stairs, why did you do it? Everyone else was not. Most people don't take the stairs. You selected to take the stairs. And they shared that they either had a health scare for themselves or someone in their immediate family. Now, conversely, when they talked to the people that took the escalator and asked them, why did you had a choice? You had a choice. You rode the escalator. You didn't walk the stairs. They said, well, it's easier. And I'm feeling a little bit lazy today. And I'm just curious, have people ever reached, do you sense that thinking about the benefits of doing versus the consequences of not doing, do you ever run into individuals that are in such pain that they can't handle it anymore? So that's the motivation. That's the prompt to say, okay, I'm so freaking miserable. I learned of Dr. Grant Elliott and RehabFix and what they can do. I know there's a no pain guarantee, 37% chance of feeling better after a 5-minute phone call. Like, why wouldn't I try that? What's your sense?
My sense on why wouldn't they do that is I would divide it into two things. Mindset's still the root. One would be the belief in getting better. Cause like those things ultimately don't matter. Cause like a belief that you can't achieve something or that something is impossible will skew the perception of any type of security. Right. So like we can make those claims like, hey, we promise we'll get you better. Hey, the average person that conducts our full assessment gets 37% reduction in their pain in a single visit. But like it wouldn't matter if I said 10%. It wouldn't matter if I said 100%. Because they're going to interpret that information as being skeptical or non-believing or whatever, because that's the lens in which they're viewing life through. Mm-hmm. So they're choosing to look at it that way, and therefore it's justifying their inaction.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
It's mindset. You're absolutely right. I think there's a great quote, and you probably know who said it, but whether I think I can or I can't, right? It's true.
Yep.
Have you heard? There's 100%. Someone more famous. I should have known that one, but so mindset, all about mindset. I want to switch a little bit, Grant, and for our listeners to get to know your mindset. Okay, athlete in high school, and I'm sure before then, undergraduate degree, doctor of chiropractic degree, worked for a couple of people, probably saw what spine, lower back pain, what that was causing. What was the mindset that you're like, okay, was it 7 or 8 years ago? You're like, look, I'm going to start RehabFix and I'm going to have millions and millions and millions of followers and I'm going to help millions and millions of people. Can you walk our listeners through that growth perception? What did you come up with the idea of, look, I want to do this on my own? And what was your mindset looking like to make that leap into RehabFix? And congratulations, like just amazing.
Fun story. I was actually just a little over halfway through school. And my plans were to move back. So I was in St. Louis. So my plans were to move back to Indiana, my hometown, because I was in connection with a good chiropractor up there. And I was going to, work underneath him and try to grow there because that's where my hometown was. That's where I was from. And so I was like, hey, you know what? I'm learning all this cool rehab in school. I'm taking all these extra courses, extra seminars, shadowing opportunities. I'm learning all this stuff that school is not teaching me that I'm really going to use. And I should probably start sharing that just so people have an awareness of what I do, so that when I am back in Indiana and I'm getting people to see me in person, that I have a portfolio of sorts. I can show them my social media. I can direct people to the social media and they can see, oh, this guy teaches movement and rehab and how to fix yourself. That's cool. So I started posting just on my personal account, and this would have been 2018. And I was just posting, maybe once a month and then once every couple of weeks and then once a week. And it became very fun for me. I became addicted to the process of it. I became addicted to wanting to do better. I became addicted to growth. And so I then developed a passion of wanting to make the videos better and wanting to make them better and wanting to make them better. And keep in mind, I'm not making any money from this. And I don't even think I can make any money from this. This is just to have a portfolio in the future. That's it. And so then I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about social media growth, which I was getting into. Like, hey, if you want to grow your social media, you just need to commit, post once a day. Just post every day, just do it. And that was about a year out from graduation. And so I said, okay, I'll do it. So I started posting once every single day and I got more views. I got more followers. I got more likes. And then I was like, how can I make the video better? How can I get more views? How can I get more engagement? And obviously that turned into better editing, better hooks, better content. And because I believe that this was not going to become a business and this was for people in person, my aim was to give away absolutely everything I could possibly think of. Yeah. So I wanted to make the videos so good. I wanted the information to be so good that people around the world who weren't in my city could fix themselves off of the content. I wanted it to be that good. So that was the basis for my production, was as good as I possibly can, hold nothing back. So that's what shapes my content. Wow. After a year of posting every day, I had 100,000 followers by the time that I graduated. So right around the time that I graduated, I realized, hey, I'm building this personal profile, but I think I should build a brand. I think I should have a name. I think I should build something bigger than just myself. And so then I started searching different names on Instagram. I tried to find something short, but that related to what I did. A lot of handles were taken, but RehabFix was available. And so, at that time we didn't have ChatGPT. I was manually searching all this stuff. I wasn't saying, hey, ChatGPT, find me available handles, So I found that option and I, changed the name and then I created a logo and I started branding everything under that. And, then, I did start practice on my own right out of school in 2020. And I had a following built, but I wasn't making any money from it. So keep in mind, over 100,000 followers. At that time, my average views were getting 50, 70,000 views per video. I was making $0. I was doing it for the love of the game, if you will, just purely for the love of the game. And so I started seeing people in person, and keep in mind, that's 2020. So a few months later, COVID came around. Things started shutting down. My business was impacted, the business I just started. And we did not have much money at all. We moved to Florida. We bought our first home. We used pretty much all of our savings for the home. And then 2 weeks after we moved in, our main sewer line broke and we had to pay like $7 or $8 grand to fix that. And we were down to as uncomfortable as we've ever been in our lives. And then COVID happened. And then the income I'm getting started to go down. And so I had this, I guess you could call it an epiphany. I was like, all right, I'm trying to grow in person, but now I'm swimming upstream. I have over 100,000 followers over here on my page. I'm making $0 from it. What do? Do I figure out how to make money from that? Which seems like a risk, Or do I keep doing what I've been told to do? In-person care, that's what everybody does. That's what everybody's always done. And do I try to swim upstream and keep this alive during COVID? Who knows what this is going to turn into or how long it's going to go? So I made the decision, let's figure out online. Let me figure out how to do this. And that's basically what launched RehabFix into slowly developing into the #1 online low back program in the world.
That's amazing. And there's so many parts of that story, Grant, that I really enjoy, and I think our listeners would appreciate. You started doing the videos with good intention. It was not selfish. It wasn't to make money or to take money. It was purely to help people. And that's what I'm loving about like this community with you, with the people that I'm meeting with, the people that David Melcher community that he has created. It really is about helping people. And I bet if you had done it differently, if you had thought about I'm going to start and I need this to make money, you probably would have been under different pressure to do things differently and maybe more constrained by the pressure of money. That is this going to be the right hook? But instead you were doing it because you wanted to help the whole world. And that is just so cool. And I have a story to share with you. A friend of mine in Hawaii had shared this with me. When he first opened up his business, he realized that he had the wrong intentions. His intentions when he started his own was to never work for anyone else and to make more money than he knew what to do with. And then lastly was to help people. So it was to get out of a situation, right? To not ever work for anyone, make tons of money, and then they kind of help people. And when he changed his philosophy that my goal should be to help people first, then that's when business exploded for him. And as you shared that little lesson, I'll never forget, this was years ago before I started getting on bigger stages. I went up and I introduced myself to a keynote speaker that was at the same conference as I was. He was in front of 2,000 people. I had the smaller stage, 500 people. And I gave him my card and I introduced myself. And I realized that I wanted to be able to selfishly learn from him. I wanted him to post about me. I wanted him to educate me. I wanted him to celebrate me. And after I handed it to him, I realized that the guy probably thought I was crazy. Later on during the conference, I realized that I gave it to him with the wrong intention. I refound him. I represented my business card and I told him, I said, I'm so sorry. When I first introduced myself, I wanted something from you. And that's not right. I just want to introduce myself now. My name is Bart Berkey, the founder of Most People Don't. I really appreciated hearing you on stage. And if I could ever help you, I'm going to post about this. I took a picture of you from the audience. I want to help you. You might not need it, but I want to help you. And when I did that, it made me feel better because my intentions were more pure. And so it just goes right back to your mindset was, I'm going to figure out a way. Your mindset was even before that, I'm going to help people. I'm not doing it for money. But then the creative lens of you said, okay, here's a challenge. I have the right mindset. I need to change this into something else. Did you have others that were guiding you? Like so many of us talk about the resources that we have. Did people help you come up with that idea, Grant, or did you do it on your own with your wife?
I was told to not do that.
Okay.
All the chiros and PTs that I was networking with and shadowing under, all of them were saying, you're sharing too much. You're going to get no patience because you're giving everybody the answers and telling them how to fix themselves. No one's going to come see you. I was literally told the opposite. And I was not like, this isn't really a big point of discussion, but like, teased a little bit by classmates. Oh, like, you're becoming the Instagram guy. Like you want to be an influencer. And it was all in good fun. Like I'm not, suggesting being bullied or anything, but it was like a little bit of a tease. Like, hey, this is kind of silly. Like this probably isn't going to go anywhere. Hey, this is probably going to negatively impact you. You're giving away too much. Why are you even, in school? If you're going to give away all the answers, you're going to be broke. That was basically like the thought process.
Okay.
Honestly. And obviously it did the exact opposite times 1,000. Now, there's one thing I want to actually respond from something that you said. You said your intention to the conversation was different and you switched it. So here's something that I want to just point out. What's the difference between someone who has a, serve mentality, I want to help mentality that ends up resulting in more growth than they could have asked for versus someone who has the initial position of how can I make money off this? How can I benefit off this? Which is fine. I'm not saying anyone should work for free. And I'm not saying anyone should provide massive value to someone for free. I'm not suggesting that.
Yeah.
But the biggest difference is whether or not you care. That's the difference.
That's
if you care.
Yeah.
So sorry. Let me finish the thought part. You're the host, but I got a thought. Okay.
No. Yeah. So, run with it, my friend. Yeah.
Like, I care about helping people. I also care about making money and being successful and creating generational wealth. Duh. But because I actually care about the product, care about the service, care about the impact, it drives me to give more and do more than I otherwise wouldn't, even if I don't get paid for it, while still aiming to get paid at some point by someone. If you have the intention of actually caring, then you're going to always have a value service-based approach in anything you do, which is going to make your service better, your product better, your media better, your message better, your in-person engagements and body language and tonality better. Everything's going to be better, which will in turn grow your business faster, and you're going to make more money because you care.
What a great point. And I'm glad, because I'm rethinking that story that I shared with you. I know it worked for my friend in Hawaii. That was his mindset. And perhaps he was going about it the wrong way. I don't want to work for anyone else. That had nothing to do about caring for people. I want to make tons of money. Well, why? Is it for caring for yourself? Then that's okay. And then, right, I want to help people. Okay, that's care. But I really adore what you say there, Grant, because the underlying element of intention, it needs to be care and authenticity, right? More than anything else. I just interviewed last week. Do you know Sean Dill? Probably through David. Do you know Sean?
Not sure. I can look him up real quick though and tell you.
No, it's okay. Also a doctor of chiropractic, and he has started a company called Adaptive Entrepreneur, if I'm getting it right. I mean, it helps a lot of people with entrepreneurial aspects, and I believe has a franchise chain of chiropractic establishments, if I'm getting this right. Sean, SHAWN, Dill, DILL. Anyway, lovely, great conversation. And we were talking somewhat similarly about intent and the element of, he shared this one statement that he surrounds himself with people that are going to help him. He shared that one statement. I was like, okay, well, that's interesting. I said, is that selfish? And he's just like, yeah, it's selfish, because if I am doing things to grow me, to help me feel better, be better, do better, then I'm going to be able to help more people. And yes, I'm going to make a lot of money while I'm doing that. But if I am empty, and he gave me the example, he said if he was tired and worried about money and stressed about something else, and he's on our podcast, he's not going to show up a certain way, right? If you're so worried about you can't feed your wife or your family, you're going to show up to everything a different way. So why shouldn't you be successful, right? Be selfish because you need to grow, but also that intent, I think, is what I'm really getting from you, the care behind the intent.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
100%. Yeah. You have to care for what you're doing. You have to actually care. That translates into passion. So then you drive it more. You know, like all things result from actually wanting to be good at something, wanting to be passionate about it and actually caring. One additional point, you had said, hey, were there anyone you met along the way? And I had initially responded, hey, I was actually told the opposite. And all that was true, but I want to make sure I don't accidentally relay a message of something that I'm not saying. I'm not saying that I did not get good mentorship or invest into coaching. That is actually a big point that I talk about all the time to a lot of my clients in the chiropractors and physical therapists that I help grow their businesses, which this is our business coaching offer that we have now, where we help chiros and PTs grow, go online, use online for brick and mortar offices. This is something we've been doing for the last couple of years, and it's been a lot of fun and it's growing fast. So a huge thing is the understanding that mentorship is huge. So yes, at first, this isn't a good idea. You're going to lose business doing this. But once I broke through my own limiting beliefs of paying for knowledge, paying for guidance, paying for information, paying for a network, I immediately understood the value of that, and it broke limiting beliefs. It broke chains on my mind. And then I've been freely investing into coaches and mentorship ever since then. I don't think there will ever be a point in my career where I'm not paying for a coach. And a consistent finding I see in people who are struggling, whether that's with their health or whether that's with their business, is the mindset of, I'll figure it out on my own.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to pay for information. That seems like it shouldn't cost that much. Having these concepts, that information or mentorship isn't valuable, and it is incredibly valuable. So yes, along the way, along this journey, I absolutely had people who gave me the right guidance, who gave me the right direction. And I've taken bits and pieces from everybody and, of course, molded it into my direct avenue and my direct niche. And I only wish I invested into coaching sooner, and I will only do so more.
Oh, amazing, amazing. And what I've also learned recently, it's that when you are meeting people like you, just ask, would you like to be a guest on my podcast? Right? We're not Joe Rogan status, but we're getting there, right? Let me just ask, and vice versa. If any of our listeners want to connect with me, I also give things away, right? I'm over delivering because that's how I am, and that's because I care. And I want to get back to just a few things, Grant. On your Instagram, right? Well over 1 million. Your TikTok, I think also well over 1 million, 7.4 million likes. You're sharing what people can do to feel better with regard to their back pain, as an example. It's awesome. It's awesome. If people take some of those lessons, does that mean that they would not necessarily work with you or your team members? Is that enough?
Sometimes it is, and that's
Okay.
fine. There's a lot of people, there's tens of thousands of people who have messaged us that have said, hey, I got 100% pain free just from your free videos. And I go, great. I don't go, dang it,
Right.
pay me some freaking money. I don't do that. So yes, there will be some people who, and I will phrase this a certain way, who are lucky enough that their needs were able to be met just from our free content. There are many people that it will not. It will help. It will provide insight. It will provide some temporary relief. But what you should realize, if you're someone dealing with back pain who's gone to my content, what you should understand is that just because free videos didn't resolve your solution doesn't mean that me or another service cannot help. It means you need more of that. It means you need something customized for you. You need one-on-one. You need specifications. So yes, some people will get pain free. Some people won't. Those who won't, you should be reaching out for help to get something custom, because at the end of the day, yes, our videos are very specific and very helpful, but they're not directly designed for you. And to help translate a point that could help a lot of people take action, is that sometimes it can come down to the most simple things. It could come down to the number of times they're doing a given movement, or the order in which they're doing various movements.
Okay.
So literally, sometimes the thing that could get someone pain-free is, hey, you're doing this movement this many times per day. You need to do it this many times per day. And that could be it. Or someone says, hey, here's the routine that I'm currently doing. And we go, are you doing it in this exact order? They say, yes. And we go, you need to do it in a different order. And just doing it in a different order, that's what will get them pain-free.
Wow.
And that's worth, you tell me the value of your health.
Yeah.
So that is what one-on-one guidance and mentorship from a specialist can provide you. So if you're trying something and it's not working, don't give up. It doesn't mean you can't be helped. It means free videos aren't enough. It means you just need a little bit more.
Fantastic. And for those that want to learn more about the services that you and your team offer, or can you even walk us, I'll make sure I share the website, of course, and all your social media, but can you give us an example of, if someone calls, is it going to be, or set up a consultation, is it with you, or could it be with one of 30 people, one of 10 people? And then if it makes sense to work together, is it done virtually? Can it be done in person if I'm in Tampa? Can you just walk us through an ideal customer? One of our listeners, hopefully many of our listeners, will be able to use your services. Can you just explain what your services are?
Sure. So first off, would people be working with me? If I said yes, that should actually be a red flag. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if I wasn't good, if I did not have a good product, if I did not have a good business, then yeah, I'd be a one-man show. You should be happy to hear that you are not working with me, because you will have much more focused individuals who are trained in my method, who are trained under me, that are just as good as me, if not better, and can provide you much more attention than I would be able to. So it's a good thing that you would not get help directly with me, but you will rather get my exact process and my result. What will happen is, first, we're going to schedule a free consultation with you to understand your situation, to make sure we can actually help you. If we truly can help you and we can have some helpful insight during that free consultation, then we'll go to an assessment. This assessment is a 1-hour assessment, not a 3-minute appointment at your general provider that's just going to tell you to go get a pack of steroids and to go get an MRI. 1-hour evaluation where we will conduct a thorough movement analysis. So different ranges of motion, different tests to clearly identify your restrictions and your triggers. Then on that same call, we will decide the specific exercises to do together on that call based on your presentation. We will work through as many exercises as we need to find the ones that you should be doing to get you relief on that call. Wow. Some people get 50, 60, 70% improvement on one call. Others, less. It averages out. Everybody's different. The goal is to find what's going to help you, what you're missing. So then by the end of that 1-hour call, we know exactly what's causing your pain and what you need to do to fix it. From there, we have the information necessary to then build a plan for you and lay out a plan where you will get unlimited support, one-on-one the entire time. One of my physicians will be in your pocket that you can access any day of the week as we customize and tailor your program as you go. So that is what you're going to get.
Okay. And when you're saying call, I'm assuming a virtual call, correct?
Yes, this is virtual. So we have clients on every continent. Yep.
Yeah.
Clients on every continent. So we're meeting with everyone over Zoom. And listen, low back pain is a movement-based problem, and you need a movement-based solution. And you can evaluate someone's movement through any form of communication, primarily video, right? So what we would do in person is no different than what we would do online. The assessment process is the same because it's evidence-based. It's based on research. It's based on what's going to actually help you. So you do not need to spend $1,000 to fly out here to have an assessment. That is not the case. We can reach you wherever you're at and guide you through this totally virtually, so you can finally find the right care.
That's amazing. Amazing. Grant, I know as soon as I get off this call, I'm going to make sure that I ensure that my sister-in-law, who had back surgery years and years and years ago, still suffers from a lot of lower back pain. I want to make sure that I connect her with the RehabFix just to see what she can do. And then I even might be a candidate too. So I had 2 discs replaced in my neck a long time ago due to an injury. And I'm not always perfect either. So I might be a candidate as well. And I might be a future client of yours too, a patient.
Would love to help you. And if anyone else is listening to this and is like, you know what, I think I should take a step. I think I might need some help as well. Well, here's an extra nudge. Not that you needed to hear anything else, but if you go to our Instagram, at RehabFix, and you just message us the word podcast, nothing else, just the word podcast. Because you listen to this, we're going to send you back a message that's going to contain a link to a highly in-depth training that is not available anywhere. It is not posted anywhere. Wow. And this training is me walking you through how to conduct our 1-hour assessment on your own. So what tests to do, what that tells us, what is likely causing your pain. I will guide you through what exercises you should do based on your own findings, and I will literally get you relief without even being there to help you. And of course, if you want more help after that, you will have the ability to schedule a call and do so. But this is not shared anywhere. Go to our Instagram, message us the word podcast. Let's get you the right help.
Oh my gosh. I'm blown away by that offer. Thank you. I was not expecting that, but that is just really cool. For many people that suffer lower back pain and back pain, why not, right? You can go to Instagram. You can follow Dr. Grant Elliott and learn more about him, about the services, and have access to something really cool. So the Instagram handle is what, Dr. Grant?
RehabFix. It is RehabFix on all platforms.
Yep. Okay. And the website is therehabfix.com. RehabFix on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, and probably everywhere else. Phenomenal. You know what I really appreciate about you, and I'll share this. Your ability to communicate on several different levels. I know if we got into more chiropractic, back, physical health, body things, you would be able to blow us away with your knowledge. But even when I co hosted with you, your questions are not superficial. They are deep enough and relevant enough to help people understand the essence of what you were trying to get at. And this conversation, I don't even know if I'm explaining myself well, but this conversation did not disappoint because it all makes sense. It's all relatable. You are such an authentic, caring person. It comes through boldly. So cannot thank you, Grant Elliott, for joining us on the podcast. And boy, hope to continue some conversations with you and be able to shake your hand in person sometime.
Absolutely, Bart. Thank you so much for having me and for all that you do for your audience.
No, my pleasure. Dr. Grant Elliott, founder of RehabFix, an amazing gentleman. Please follow him, learn from him, let him help you, let his team help you. Incredible, incredible gentleman. Thank you again, Grant. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Okay, and the